Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition, and we're going to talk about indie designers who roll on Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition, and all the, indie TTRPG haters who comment on Dungeons & Dragons, and how their comments and their hate toward Dungeons & Dragons are very unwarranted, and are becoming, very gauche, right? And the reason I want to talk about this today is I want to talk about Chris Stuckmann and how he just exhibited a level of self-awareness that I am hoping will transfer to the indie TTRPG creators, right? Because I just hear too much D&D 5th edition hate being spouted by indie TTRPG haters on Twitter specifically. So indie TTRPG creators who hate on D&D. It's a definite thing. There's hundreds of them, and the only thing that really, ranges between the different indie TTRPG creators who do that. Not all indie. I would say half of all indie TTRPG creators on Twitter will roll on D&D without any self-awareness of how gauche, unnecessary, unfair, and wrong it is for them as TTRPG creators to roll against Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition. All right, so this all becomes very, very clear when you look at all of this conversation in perspective to Chris Stuckmann. So let's talk about Chris Stuckmann for a minute. So first of all, I'm going to present my bias here because I don't want it to be hidden. I really dislike Chris Stuckmann. I have beef with Chris Stuckmann. Here's why. So first of all, who is Chris Stuckmann? Chris Stuckmann is probably the #1 movie reviewer in the world today. The reason I have beef with Chris Stuckmann is I believe that his followership, everything he has, every single thing Chris Stuckmann has that has been given to him by his movie reviews is completely unwarranted by his level of effort and his talent for it. Okay? And guess what? I'm not the only one saying that. Chris Stuckmann just said it, right? So Chris Stuckmann just did a video, and it's called Chris Stuckmann, and it says Moving Forward. It's on his channel. You can watch it, right? And what he said is, hey, I have a huge movie review following, but I just wanted to talk to you people because I need to change how I review movies. And the reason why is I am a movie maker. I am a filmmaker. So it's not really fair or right or proper for me to sit here as a movie creator and say, oh, hey, look at this little guy's movie, this little lady's movie over here. It sucks, right? And then be like, roll camera the next day, right? It's ridiculous, right? If you're in the industry and you are creating a thing, and then you are going and saying, I created my little indie movie over here and I'm a filmmaker, but your movie sucks. He's like, he said, I'm self-aware, right? Like I realize how ridiculous this is, and I can't keep doing this, right? Now, why do I have beef with him, right? Well, this is insane, right? This drives me crazy, right? Chris Stuckmann don't care about movie reviews. He does not. It is not his thing. It's not what he wants to do. It ain't his man jam. It isn't what he cares about. He desperately cares about being a good filmmaker, right? This movie review thing, by his own admission, is a side project. A side project. Here's the problem. He's the #1 movie reviewer in the world, right? More people listen to him than anybody else. Now, the reason why I have outrageous beef with Chris Stuckmann, right, is I watch Grace Randolph. That chick, she balls out. Like, her talent for movie review is ridiculous. She's the best movie reviewer in the world, right? And the reason why is she takes it seriously. It ain't a side project. It's her main job. She pours hours and hours and hours. She's got to work 50, 60 hours a week, right? Like, she works like crazy. She gets up at 3 a.m. to, review Loki because it's marginally connected to the MCU, right? She works like crazy. She covers movies at the level of the actors and actresses. She covers the math side, the money side of the industry. she reviews movies that she doesn't like in genres she doesn't like, and says, I need to be very, I don't really like horror movies, but I understand there are, and I, as a movie critic, have a duty to give people a good review, and so I have to, push myself to watch these films. She works so hard, and she has a fraction of Chris Stuckmann's followership that he doesn't even care about. He doesn't care about movie reviews. He could care less about movie reviews, right? He could not care less about movie reviews. He just cares about making movies. And I have to thank him for his self-awareness, because he recently is like, it is outrageous for me as a movie creator to just roll up on movies and say your movie sucks, right? But indie TTRPG creators do this every single day on Twitter, right? They're out there working hard to create their tabletop role-playing game, and then without a moment's notice, they'll be like, Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition sucks, and everybody who plays it sucks, and everybody who's not playing my super niche indie game is just a complete sheeple, right? Like, and you see it constantly, right? It's all over, right? Shades of it, I think, you know what? I'm not even going to call it. You go find your own. Boy, I'll tell you, you are not going to have to look hard, right? And they call out D&D at 15 different axes, right? And what I'm saying right now is every indie tabletop role-playing game creator needs to go watch Chris Stuckmann's video. If you are in the industry and you are creating tabletop role-playing games, decent, common, professional respect means you keep your mouth shut about other creators' games, right? Like, you should not be up there and be like, buy my game and this one sucks, right? Chris Stuckmann, who has a ridiculously unwarranted amount of followers, money, respect for a thing he does not give two rat tails about, right? At least has a self-awareness to say, I need to be careful, right? If I create movies, it's not right for me to roll on another creator and say your stuff sucks. And indie TTRPGs creators are incredibly unself-aware about this, and it needs to stop. That's my opinion. What do you think? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing. Have a wonderful millennium.